Next Level Mindset, bringing you another powerful and positive video. 3 powerful alternatives to giving up. I want to share some things that worked for me during those times. Make sure you watch this all the way through to the end. You'll get some extra bonus points, power tips, things I know you do not want to miss. Let's get into it. At the time of this recording, I'm feeling excited, I'm energetic, feeling good about things, everything is going well, but there are times when it's not that way, and I want to share with you the things that work for me to keep me on a positive track. So the first thing that helps me during those times is to realize that there is a bigger picture involved. I'm learning to see that there's more going on than meets the eye. I'm learning to realize that there is an impact that I have in my life for a long term. It's not just about the thing that I have in my life. It's about my family. It's about some of you watching this right now. You have family members. You have children. You have different areas of life that others depend on you. This thing is bigger than me. So the first thing that helps me during any time that I feel like giving up, I remember the bigger picture. So I have to ask myself, am I willing to see the bigger picture? Am I willing to see that there's something else going on? Before I give up, I have to remember, listen, this thing is bigger than me. I'm willing to see that this is not just about me. It's about something else. It's a bigger picture going on. The second thing that helps me when I feel like giving up is to remind myself of my motive. Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? What is the purpose behind these things? What is the why behind the different things that I'm doing? Whether you're donating, whether you're working in your church, whether you're working in a community, running your business, giving in different ways, what is the reason behind it all? So that is the second thing that helps me to remind myself of my motive. Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Some of you watching right now, you've gone through those things. You've gone through depression. You've gone through mental anxiety. You've been through those different areas in your life. I have to remind myself of my motive. What is my purpose? What is the reason that I'm doing these things that I'm doing in my life? So I want to encourage you, the next time you feel like giving up, the next time you feel like throwing in the towel, remember, there's a higher vision. What is your purpose behind it all? I have to remind myself, what is my motive for doing the things that I'm doing? If I can remember that, that helps me to hold on and to keep going to that next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. We want to go to the next level in every area. So leave me a comment. Let me know some alternatives that you may have. I would love to hear about them on this channel, as well as the community that we have right here. Now, before we go to this next one, just want to take some time to say thank you to all of my subscribers, all of my viewers, everyone checking out the channel, the Cash App donations, the investments, all of that really helps out and pays off. So thank you. If you're new here, great music, entertainment, inspiration, motivation, subscribe, hit the bell and be the first to get my next video. Join the family. So the third alternative, when I feel like giving up, what I can do is take personal inventory. There's times when I just have to sit down and ask myself, what is really going on? A lot of times in my life, I found myself making something huge that was really a small issue. So I have to ask myself, how do I really feel about this? Thinking about how do I really feel in this moment? I have to balance it all out. I'm learning to look at things in my life and to take personal inventory. It's about seeing self-evaluation. Take personal inventory. Many times we find ourselves on the go. Think about that. A lot of times we find ourselves as humans doing rather than humans being. How do I really feel about this? Personal inventory. That gives me the inspiration to hold on. For example, with my YouTube channel, one of the things that helped me during those times I felt like giving up because I didn't get the response that I wanted. I didn't get the communication. I didn't get those showing up to watch me. During those times, I had to ask myself, why am I really doing this? What is my motive behind it? Like we talked about in point number 2. What is my personal feelings about this? Self-evaluation. As an alternative to giving up that has helped me. What are the facts involved? How can I take this and put it into perspective? So I want to encourage you. The great spirit of God within us. God knows all about us. And God's got our back. Remember that. Nothing that will happen in your life that God cannot handle, giving you the power. I like to say there's nothing in my life that I cannot do. I can do all things through the power of the God within me. So remember that. What small shift can I make to give me a next level insight on the whole situation? Now, I want to share something with you. Extra bonus points and power tips. So first, if you've enjoyed this so far, hit that like button. That'll send an algorithm signal. Let others know this video, this video. It'll let them know it's worth watching if you hit the like button. Thank you. So this first extra bonus point that I want to share with you, it deals with the idea of the ego. A lot of times when I felt myself in those times when I wanted to give up, it is always that lower self that has issues. It is always that false self that wants to throw in the towel. It is never your true and divine self. It's one thing that has helped me to remember that this is a thing about recognizing who I truly am in God with connecting my spiritual life. This thing is not about this ego self. I have to reconnect with my spiritual and divine self. So that's an extra bonus point that I want to share with you. Whenever you feel like you had enough, life is throwing things at you and you want to give up, remember, this thing is about spirituality. It is the ego self, that lower self, the ungenerated self that wants to give up. It is never the true and divine you. Second power point that I want to share with you when it comes to alternatives for giving up, and that is finding different ways to express those feelings. A lot of times we hold things in and we don't talk about them. We don't even pray about them. But there's something that about that expression. When you have something going on in your life, what has helped me is to find that expression. Some of you watching right now, you have people in your life that love you, that listen to you, that support you. Find different ways to reach out to them, because a lot of times what happens is that we hold things in our minds, if we're not careful, we begin to exaggerate those things and making them worse than what they really are. So think about that in your life. There's some of us who have strong relationships with our families. Maybe it's your pastor, maybe it's your counselor, maybe it's your husband or your wife. Either way, there are those that we can reach out to. And even if you don't have someone right away that you can reach out to, always remember that the God within you, that spiritual connection that you have with God, God is always there. Whatever name you want to use for God, your connection with that spiritual higher power, that's what it's all about. Expressing, getting it out and talking about it. One of the ways I'm able to do it is right here, talking to you. Inspiring and encouraging you that yes, those times will come when you want to give it up. Also, keep in mind, there are certain things that we need to give up. I remember when I was starting my music career, looking to get signed with different companies, Epic Records. I remember meeting Jermaine Dupri. I remember hanging out with Left Eye, with TLC. Bless her heart, may she rest in peace. I remember all of that. And so I finally made up my mind, you know what? It's probably not likely I'm going to be signed to Epic Records this day. Changed my mind on that, became my own record label. So that's an example. Certain things that we need to just give up. And many times for me, it was just about reminding myself that, remember what we talked about in point number 1? This thing is bigger than me. It's about reminding myself that there are others who will benefit from my life, from the things that I do, the gifts that I have to give. There's somebody that's watching you and your life is important to them. I want you to watch this video right here talking about how your life means so much. You'll never know how many people are influenced by you. I think that would be a great video for you to watch next. So check that video out. See me over there. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Grab a copy of my books and my music with the links in the description. Stay blessed, stay positive. I'll see you on the next level. Peace.